the audio is going to be fine. There's something going on with my computer, and I can't quite pinpoint what it is, but the timing for everything seems to be off by at least, I'd say, about 4 milliseconds, maybe. Because I raise my hand in the air, and it takes about 2 seconds for it to register, so I have no idea what's going on with that. But I'm going to start with the good news before I start this video and do a summary of that other stuff. So, the good news is my mom, who I'm going to be talking about later on in this video, she now has a prosthesis, but it's not fully built. Right now she's got a training leg to try and help train to learn to walk again with 2 legs. And that's the good news for that part. But the bad news is we still can't get her in to actually fit it because her leg is swollen up with all this liquid and stuff. Sorry about that. I'm just wiping stuff off of my laptop because for some reason there's white things all over it, and I don't know what it is. It looks like it's salt. But anyways, without any further ado, I need to start this video. So I'm going to talk a little bit about my dad first. We're going to start with him. And this is actually his, and I'll read it to you. It says, Roy Cornwall, Shot Spot, 5P, Hauk. Then the second one, if I can actually get it, age 17, born October 10th, Spider, Roy. So, I'm gonna start from the start. My dad was born in the Hauk family, hence where my last name comes from, and that's the correct pronunciation of it. And he had a not a very good life. I can put it mildly like that. He was not liked for the longest time. He was forced pretty much into the military at age 16 because of a train derailment. He was with the people, but he didn't actually derail a train. So to teach him a lesson, they put him in the Princess Patricia's. It's one of those names. I can't quite figure out which one it is. Once again, that's way before I was born. And he was born in 1957, so add 16 years onto that, you know when that is. And he was laying booby traps for pretty much everybody at base camp. He was just an overall prankster. And then, age 17, he was sent to Cambodia during the Cambodian genocide. He was sent to go find... actually, no, he wasn't sent to go find. He was sent to go and assassinate somebody. What ended up being an assassination ended up being he found a bunch of POWs. Everybody else, all of his friends that were with him, ended up dying at that point in time, getting shot in front of him. He was the only survivor plus 1 POW that had to make it all the way to Canadian consulate. I almost said council. My bad. Consulate. Came back to Canada. Now, I don't know very much about my father between that time and when I was born. But one of the things that he had said is he did 2 things right in his life. And this is his words. 2 things that he has no regrets. Marrying my mother is 1. Having me is number 2. And, number 3, I'm going to bring up a 3rd one, is actually learning about my brother. Is the 3rd one that my dad had. anyways, moving on from that one. Anyways, he had me. Then when I was in grade 6 or 7, I can't exactly remember, he was hung upside down and he had injured himself very badly. He had a bad head injury, not a concussion at the time, but that is the start of where the rest of it took place. Now, if you've known me for a while, Facebook, I used to post things about I don't know why I am hated and stuff like that. Well, I didn't know at the time my dad was fighting this head injury and it was just completely screwing with his brain. And I only found out that he had had this problem when he was already dead. So you can imagine how piss poor I felt. It was bad. Now, that part's happened. He died 2015, December 21st. Can't exactly tell you a time, though you don't need to know a time. It's the time he passed. And my mom, I'm going to switch to her for the last 4 to 5 minutes. So I was in grade 10 in 2012, 2013. So when I was in grade 12, I was at Tabor Lake with my family. My mother had been bitten by a wolf spider, and it laid eggs underneath her armpit. Now, that is the grossest part of this entire story. Well, actually, that's a lie. That's the second grossest. Now, after that, it's kind of hard to talk about. But in grade 11, a year later, the poison that was in her system had traveled all the way down to her foot, resulting in her foot, the entire bottom of her foot pretty much got cut off. I have pictures of it on Facebook if you're really determined to find that information. But other than that, I don't really want to show any pictures to you guys and edit it in here, because then I'd have to go and change the settings for this video to 18, and I really don't want to. Anyways, that had happened, but just prior to her getting her foot cut off, I'm jumping way too far. Just prior to the bottom of her foot being cut off, I was still in grade 11, and it was coming up to my birthday. I just know it was the Friday before my birthday then, and I pretty much just watched my parent die in front of me. It's one of the things that I don't want anybody to really experience. But I had watched that, and then about last year is when she had her amputation. Now she is missing part of her left leg. Half of the shin down is no longer there, and that's the reason why she needs a prosthesis. Now, that is the short version of my family that I'm going to do like I promised. I was going to make this a longer video and just go in depth on it, but I think that's just justified for it. But, yeah, that's my family story, and that's what my life has been like. It's been hell for the last few years. And, one thing that I wanted to bring up, I know I put it in my other video, is the new part coming to my channel. I'm going to be merging 2 channels together. Now, that happening, I don't know whether this channel is going to form into that one or if that one's going to form into this one. They're pretty much on the same boat on that one. They're both just starting up. So that is the update. And once again, guys, I am so sorry about the delay if you see it and the audio is really off. Actually, even if there's audio, I don't know, because my laptop is just being a weirdo. And I can't do anything about it. The entire camera is just going and stopping and going and stopping. So times I'll be moving my hands and then all of a sudden they'll appear off the screen. So it'll be like this and then it looks like I went like that, but really I went. See? I don't know what's going on. I don't know if you guys are going to see that. If you are, then you know what I mean. And if you don't see it, you're going to go, wow, that guy's an idiot. Anyways, I hope you're having a fantastic 2017. And if you're not, I hope it gets better for you. Peace.